my cookbook club is meeting, and you know what that means? I'm making another fun bake. This time, Anissa Helou. The book is called Levant, and it is really very nice. It talks about the Levant region of the Middle East. So today I'm making NAMMURAH. It's a sticky, spongy cake. My name is Paul Tran, and this is Paul Tran, Baker Man. The original recipe calls for a 12 by 8 inch pan, and each square that you're going to make of cake is going to be 2 by 2 inches. So it's like, okay, that makes 24 squares. That's great. I'm not going to be serving that many people at my cookbook club, so instead I'm going to do just 9 squares. And I figured out that's going to be 3/8 of the original recipe, because, you know, 9 divided by 24, and that's almost half. It's 3/8 instead of 4/8. So I just went ahead and divided the entire recipe by half instead of multiplying it by 3/8. So that's the recipe I'm using for today. I went ahead and put in my 212 grams of semolina flour, my 32 grams of golden castor sugar, and my 50 grams of unsalted room temperature butter all in one bowl. And then in a different bowl, I mix up my 150 grams of just plain yogurt. I'm using Greek yogurt because that's what I happen to have like all the time in my fridge. 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking powder, and then I have a little bit of tahini, just a half teaspoon, that I'm going to use to grease up my pan. I think this is kind of like really interesting. Tahini is a sesame seed butter, basically. Kind of like peanut butter, but made from sesame seeds. So it can be kind of oily, and I think that's why it does so well, probably to grease up the pan. I've never made this before, but you know, I'm great and really excited to learn new things. So like a greasy kind of peanut or nut butter, sure, let's use it to grease up the pan. I am completely and totally game. I just got to make sure that it does reach every single corner, nook, and cranny in this pan, because I don't want these to stick to the pan. There, that's well greased. So I'm going to start mixing up my flour, sugar, and butter. And when it comes to semolina flour, you don't want to mix up too much, which is why you don't see me here with my hand mixer. Just because there's a lot of gluten in this semolina flour, which is what makes it really good for pasta. But this is a cake, and I don't want it to be too sticky for this, even though I'm making literally a sticky sponge cake. If I develop it too much, if I mix it up too much, it's definitely going to create some strands. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Strands of gluten, which just makes it tougher. And I don't want this to be so bread-like. I want it to be more cake-like. Okay, so I feel like I'm not getting too far with this spoon. Do I dare? Yeah, I dare. I'm just gonna mash it up real fast with my hands. Don't worry, I've already washed my hands. I always keep my hands clean. Baker's hands. Okay. Everything seems like it's about the same texture. It's kind of crumbly, actually. And so my guess is that everything's pretty well combined. Yeah. So for this, I'm guessing I could just use a spoon. This would be just fine and dandy. But like I said, I don't want to work this out too much, although the addition of the yogurt will definitely cause this to halt some of that gluten development. Yeah, this is starting to look like a really nice paste, which is our cake. How's it smell? Smells like yogurt and flour. I bet it's gonna taste delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and put this into the pan. I'm just gonna spread it out. Yeah, the idea behind this cake is that you're going to make a syrup and then just drown it completely. That's pretty exciting. Just kind of patting down all the different cracks so that I have a smooth surface here. But the back of the spoon has done a really great job of doing most of that already. And also just making it really even. Using this knife, I'm lightly scoring the cake to be in 9 sections, making these 2x2 inch squares. I blanched almonds, and I showed you how to do this in a video one time. So just right in the middle, put in your almonds. See, that's lovely. That's just a lovely touch. I'm just gonna shove it in there. Yeah, so at this point, it should look pretty familiar, maybe if you've seen NAMMURAH before. The instructions say leave this alone for 3 hours, covered with a cloth. I'm guessing that the cloth is going to keep it from actually building a skin on top of it, which I'm good for. While the cake is sitting, I'm going to go ahead and make a syrup for the cake. Now, it was warned in the book that it's going to look like the cake is drowned in syrup, but just let it go ahead and sit for a while. And so apparently this is going to make a lot of syrup. Let's measure out 3/4 of a teaspoon of lemon juice, as well as about 212 grams of golden castor sugar. And then separately, I have 4.5 teaspoons of rose water and 4.5 teaspoons of orange blossom water. The sugar and the lemon juice are already in the pot, and then separately I have my orange blossom water and my rose water. So I'm gonna let the sugar and lemon water come to a boil. That will boil for 3 minutes, and then I will add these other flavorings into it. And then just let it boil for a few more seconds, and then take it off, and then just let it cool. If you need to find the ingredients, you can actually get them online. It's really easy. What I've really done here with the syrup is actually make a caramel, because it's just sugar and a little bit of liquid, and it smells so fragrant. I am looking forward to this very much. So just make sure that you cool this completely before you add it to the cake, because you don't want the cake to actually be cooking more with this syrup. You want it to start cooling down, and this will help cool it down, as well as the hot cake itself will absorb the syrup more. The NAMMURAH's been sitting out for 3 hours. I'm pretty sure it's ready to go in the oven. So I'm going to preheat the oven and bake it at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 200 degrees Celsius, or gas mark 6. Just bake it for 20 to 30 minutes until it is golden brown. Just got out of the oven. It is brown on all sides. That is hot. So I'm just gonna loosen it up a little bit around the sides.
So the author, Anissa Helou, definitely said that it would look like it's swimming in syrup, and it definitely looks like that right now. But she said within about 30 minutes, it should soak all the way up. So, looking forward to that. Oh, it smells incredible, y'all. This is the final square. It has just that little bit of almond in it, and the syrup has soaked in considerably. Look how it's like that edge just brings it right back down to, it's great. Oh my god, it smells so good. The caramel is super fragrant. The cake is crumbly, and it really needs that soak for sure. But that caramel smells so good. I want to use this syrup for other things, and I probably will. Be on the lookout for that. I don't know how or what just yet, but it's gonna be for something. This is great. Let me know if you ever try to make it, and also like what other Middle Eastern Levant dessert should I make? Let me know in the comments, and please like and subscribe to the video. I wonder if I put this all in my mouth. Oh.